seas, in the sight of each shoreline, through narrows where carriers are bound, are the graves of brave sailors, from high sails to freighters, here where the Cedarville went down.
While we knew that Rogers City was doing a memorial service for the Cedarville every year, we felt that it would be particularly poignant for us to hold such a service here in Mackinaw City, since this is where the Cedarville actually went down. And being the home now of the Icebreaker Mackinaw, the old Icebreaker Mackinaw Maritime Museum, we felt that there was real synergy between the two to put a festival together to commemorate the sinking of the vessel and some of the rich maritime heritage of the Mackinaw City area.
But here's what really happened. In the vicinity of the Mackinac Bridge was the Cedarville going towards Gary, Indiana, going actually upbound, they call it. The Topdalsfjord coming downbound, and the Weissenburg coming downbound. Weissenburg was a German freighter, and after the collision, the Weissenburg picked up the survivors, 37 degrees, 35 people on the Cedarville. 10 lost their lives. So the Weissenburg basically picked up 25 people.
Weissenburg was coming from Chicago, outbound, what we call it, and we had heavy fog. My watch was from 4 to 8 o'clock in the morning at that time, and with heavy fog I could hear fog horns all over, and I could hear the water from a ship coming closer to us, the bow water. And then for a short while I could see the Norwegian freighter Topdalsfjord, but was passing us to that time, but was to that time very close to the Mackinac Bridge. At 8 o'clock my duty was over, and I was in the mess hall around 8:30, 8:45, when we heard over the speaker from our captain that there was a collision between two ships, and ordered us to our lifeboat station. I was in charge of the starboard lifeboat, and we lowered our lifeboats on port side and on the starboard side to the main deck, and waiting for further instruction from our captain at that time.
I was in the water approximately an hour at 37 degrees, and when the Weissenburg dropped their anchor after we disappeared from their radar, and the captain put the Mayday out, they launched their motor lifeboats to look for survivors. And when they came toward me, I got my hands out of the water and got my hands on the side of the lifeboat, and then I passed out. I don't remember what happened after that.
And we lowered our lifeboat and left. And when we came around the bow of our ship, I could see a water fountain shooting up about 15 to 20 feet. That was direct the spot where the Cedarville went down. We could see debris and people in the water, and we picked some of them up, but then because of the water fountain there and of the heavy fog, we lost sight. So we shut our engine off to listening for help calls, and then we steered to them and picked several people more up. One of them, of the guys, was, when we pulled him out, he was completely screaming, under shock and all that. When I was turning around to help some other one to pull out of the water, he tried to jump back in the water because he was thinking he's on a sinking ship.
So that was a tragedy that we are going to try to annually memorialize. But in addition to that, the blessing of the fleet. So this is a maritime center. Mackinaw City is, the Straits of Mackinac. 70% of all the goods and services that you and I enjoy in our standard of living are touched by the waters. And I simply want to get this back on track so that people again can recognize the importance and the rigors of what go on in the maritime world in the Straits of Mackinac.